Good morning, students. Welcome to the enrichment classes in physics for standard 12th. Today we shall discuss some questions pertaining to capacitors. Here is the first question for you. I am reading the question. The plates of a parallel plate capacitor are given charges plus 4q and minus 2q. So this is a capacitor which has been charged like so. Then it is given that the capacitor is connected across an uncharged capacitor. So this was earlier uncharged of same capacitance as the first one. Both these capacitors have same capacitance, that is given as capital C. You have to find the final potential difference between the plates of the first capacitor. So this was our first capacitor, this one that I have ticked by red ink. So we have to find final potential difference across that first capacitor. Let's see the concept that will be needed to solve this question. Here the charges on the plates are plus 4q and minus 2q. So this was earlier before connection. Before connection it was 4q and this was minus 2q. This was uncharged. So here the charges on the plates are 0 and 0. Now when they are connected, do you think charges will remain same like this? No. There will be some charge distribution between these plates. Since they are identical, we know these two will be at same potential. Since they are identical plates, they have same capacitance, so we can presume that the charge will be distributed equally. So 4q will distribute equally in these two plates. So charge on each plate will become how much? 2q and 2q. Likewise here the charge minus 2q will divide equally. So it becomes minus q and minus q. So this is the new charge distribution. In this condition, what is being asked, we have to find final potential difference between the plates of the first capacitor. This is the first capacitor. So we have to find this potential difference. Let us call it as V. Let this distance between the plates be D, and let the electric field between the plates be E. Then the potential difference between the plates V will be given as the formula E times D. Now we have to find E. So here we have these plates. I am drawing it again. This has charge plus 2q, this has charge minus q. So in terms of surface charge density, I can say this has a surface charge density suppose sigma 1, this has surface charge density suppose sigma 2 with a negative sign because this is negatively charged. The electric field, that is E, in this region will be how much? Due to this plate it will be sigma 1 by 2 epsilon naught towards right, and due to this plate it will be sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught again towards right. See, this is plus, this is minus. So due to positive it will be in this direction, and due to negative also it will be in this direction. So both these directions will be same. Therefore the net electric field between the plates of the capacitor will be sum of these two. So this is plus, this is minus, this will be plus. Now what is sigma 1? Sigma 1 is the surface charge density on the first plate. So that is charge, that is 2q upon area. Let area of the plates be capital A. And then we have 2 epsilon naught plus sigma 2. Sigma 2 is how much? Minus sigma 2 is minus q by A. So this is q by A times 2 epsilon naught. So this becomes how much? 2a epsilon naught we can take common, or LCM. 2q plus q becomes 3q. So we will be left with 3q upon 2a epsilon naught. Therefore our V will become how much, students? V is E into D. This value we will put here. So instead of E, how much will we write? 3q upon 2a epsilon naught. Now what is our C? C is A epsilon naught upon D. So A epsilon naught upon D I'll put as C. So this is our answer. The new potential difference between the plates of the capacitor will be 3Q upon 2C. Let's see next question. Here a circuit is given like so. This is C1, this is C2, this is C1, this is C2, and it is given C2 is thrice of C1. 4 points are given A, B, P and Q. It is given that potential difference between the points P and Q is 2 volts. That is, this potential difference across C2 is given. And you have to find potential difference between points A and B. So this is the question. Now C2 is thrice of C1, so let me substitute that value at these two positions. This is 3C1, this is also 3C1. You see these two capacitors, they are in series. In series, you know students, charge will remain same. Now what is charge? Charge is C times potential difference. Both of them have same charge, therefore for both the capacitors the product CV must be same. If the product of C and V is same, that means C is proportional to 1 by V. CV is equal to constant. If C is increased 3 times, if it is increased by a factor of 3, V should decrease by a factor of 3. Out of this you can see this is C1, this is 3C1. Therefore, this voltage should be 1/3 of this voltage. This voltage is given how much, students? That is given between P and Q, the potential difference is 2 volt. This should be 1/3 of this. In other words, this voltage should be 3 times of this. Therefore, this will be 6 volt. Just by simple analogy, they are in series, charge must remain same, C into V will remain same. So you can see this product is 6 times C1 and this product is also 3 into 2, 6 times C1. If this is 2 volt, this is 6 volt, the potential difference between these 2 points, this and this, across this combination will be how much? 6 plus 2, that is 8 volt. So this potential difference will be how much? 8 volt. This is same as this potential difference. Okay. Let's find the equivalent capacitance of these three. This is C1 and this is 3C1. So their equivalent capacitance for these two capacitors will be how much? 1 by C, and they are in series, is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by 3C1. So this becomes 1 by C1, you can take common, 1 plus 1 by 3, that is 4 by 3, and therefore CS will become how much? 3 by 4 C1. So this is the equivalent capacitance of these two capacitors. Now this combination is in parallel to this. So the net capacitance for this network will be how much? Suppose that is C dash, that will be this plus this combination. So this is 3C1 and this one is 3 by 4 C1. So C1 you can take common, 3C1 you can take common, 1 plus 1 by 4, that is 5 by 4. So I can write 5 into 3, 15 upon 4 times C1. So this is the net capacitance between them. Now I can draw that circuit like this. This is C1 and this one is 15 upon 4 C1. Now this potential difference we have discussed, that is how much? 8 volt. Now what I discussed in the beginning, same concept you use here to tell me what should be the potential difference between points A and B. This point is B, this point is A. You see these two are in series, so therefore charge must remain same. If charge is same, the product of C into V must be constant. Here it is C1 and here it is 15 by 4 C1. Therefore this voltage, suppose it is X, that voltage X will be 15 by 4 times 8 volts. And that becomes 30 volts. So that is the answer to this question. 30 volt will be the potential difference between the points A and B. Let's see next question. In the next question, question number 3, there is a network of capacitors, and this network is an infinite network. The capacitors are arranged like so: C, 2C, 4C, 8C, here also C, 2C, 4C, 8C, and here we have capacitors C, 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 C arranged, and the pattern repeats like this, and it goes like this to an infinite sequence. We have to find the net or equivalent capacitance of the circuit between the ends A and B. See students, these two ends A and B, I imagine them to be connected to a imaginary battery like so. The battery will send some charge. Suppose it sends charge plus Q, and here it sends charge minus Q. You see, the upper half and the lower half of the circuit, they are exactly identical. So out of Q, Q by 2 will be transferred here, remaining Q by 2 will be transferred here. Now these two capacitors are identical, charges on them are also identical. So the potential difference across this capacitor and across this capacitor will be same. Now their left plates are connected together, you can see, to the point A. This point is A. That means their left plates are at same potential, and this potential difference I have discussed is same as this potential difference. That means their right plates must also be at same potential. That means these 2 points are at same potential. Likewise, these 2 points will be at same potential. These 2 points are at same potential. If these 2 points are at same potential, so this is suppose point 1, this is point 2. So points 1 and 2 by symmetry, they are at same potential. If they are at same potential, then the potential difference between these 2 points V12 is equal to 0. And if potential difference is 0, then I can safely remove this capacitor. If there is no potential difference between the plates of the capacitor, that means V is 0. Therefore Q, that is C times V, will also be 0. So no charge will be developed on these plates. The same analogy will be true for all these capacitors. So we can safely remove these capacitors on account of symmetry. So by symmetry, we have argued that these points will be at same potential. So we have removed those capacitors. Now the remaining circuit, you can see the upper half, they are in series, the lower half also, they are in series. So the upper half of the network, suppose its equivalent capacitance is C1. The lower half is also identical. So its equivalent capacitance will also be how much? C1. Let me call it as C only. This is C, this is C. Let us first find C. So all these are in series. So 1 by C is equal to, I can't write C, actually I should write C1 only. So 1 by C1 is equal to 1 by C plus 1 by 2C plus 1 by 4C plus 1 by 8C and so on. So 1 by C I can take common. So 1 plus half plus 1/4 plus 1 by 8 plus so on. Now this series, you can see, it is an infinite series and it has a common ratio half and the first term is 1. So this is a geometric progression. The first term is 1, common ratio is half. You know students how to find this. This sum will be, sum till infinite terms will be A by 1 minus R. So this becomes 1 by C. A is how much? 1 and R is also half. So 1 minus half will be half. So 1 by half will be 2. So this becomes 2 upon C. And therefore C1 will be how much? C by 2. This 2 by C is the value of 1 by C1. So C1 becomes C by 2. So this is C by 2. The lower half will also be how much? C by 2. Then this C by 2 and this C by 2, they are in parallel. Therefore net capacitance will be C by 2 plus C by 2. Answer will be C net is equal to how much? C. C by 2 plus C by 2 will be C. So the net capacitance between the points A and B will be equal to C That's the answer to this question. Question number 4. There is a circuit given here comprising of two capacitors and a switch S. The question is, find the heat produced in this circuit on closing the switch S. So this is the initial case, initial figure. The final figure will be something like this. This switch will be closed. The capacitance remain the same, 2 microfarad and 5 microfarad. We have to find heat produced. If on closing this switch, there is a possibility that there will be some redistribution of charges. Earlier the charges were 20 microcoulomb and 50 microcoulomb on these two capacitors. There might be some redistribution. After redistribution, suppose the charge on this be Q1 and on this be Q2. That means here we have plus Q1 minus Q1, here we have plus Q2 and minus Q2. Law of conservation, this is the final case. This is the initial case, this is the final case. Due to distribution of charge, there might be some heat lost. So you find the total energy in this case. You know, energy stored in a capacitor is given by the formula half CV square or Q square by 2C. So there are two capacitors, use this formula for both of them and then use that same formula for both of them. So here you find total initial energy, then you find total final energy and then check the difference. The difference of those two energies will be the heat produced. So this is the method. But first we have to find what is the charge on these plates. If Q1 and Q2 be the charges, you know, conservation of charge says Q1 plus Q2 must be how much? 70 microcoulomb. You see these two. That is an isolated system. This plate and this connecting wire. It is not connected to remaining part of the world. That's why I am saying it is isolated. So total charge on this system of these two plates, the left plates and this wire must remain same. So 20 plus 50, 70. So Q1 and Q2 even after distribution, their sum should be 70 microcoulomb. Now the two plates of this capacitor and the second capacitor, they are connected together. So this potential difference and this potential difference must be same. So if V is same for them, we know Q is equal to CV, so V is Q by C. That means Q1 by this capacitance 2 should be equal to Q2 upon this capacitance, that is 5. I am repeating it again. V is same means Q by C should be same, because Q is equal to CV, V is Q by C. So for both the capacitors, the ratio of charge to the capacitance should be equal. So this is Q1 by 2 microfarad, this is Q2 by 5 microfarad. So this ratio should be there. That means Q2 will be how much? 5 by 2 times Q1. Put this value in this equation. So what will we get? Q1 plus, instead of Q2 I will write 5 by 2 times Q1, and that becomes how much? 70 microcoulomb. So Q1 you can take common. We will be left with 1 plus 5 by 2. 1 plus 5 by 2 becomes 7 by 2. Then 7 and 70 they will cancel like so. So Q becomes 2 into 10, Q1. So Q1 becomes 2 into 10, that is 20 microcoulomb. And if Q1 is 20 microcoulomb, Q2 will be 70 minus 20, that is 50 microcoulomb. So Q2 will be 50 microcoulomb. Now you will find initially Q1 was 20 microcoulomb, Q2 was 50 microcoulomb. After closing the switch, Q1 comes out to be the same value, that is 20 microcoulomb, and Q2 is 50 microcoulomb. That means after closing the switch, there is no distribution, no redistribution of charge. Charges remained as such, 20 remained as 20. So Q1 you see, it is 20. Are you understanding this? 20 microcoulomb, and this is 50 microcoulomb. Even after closing the switch, the charges remain the same, the capacitance remain the same. Therefore the expression for Q squared by 2C, whatever value you get here in initial case, same value you will get in the final case. That means our initial energy and final energy will be same. no redistribution of charge is taking place, that's why. And if this be the condition, then heat lost will be how much? 0. That is the difference of these two energies. But since these two energies are equal, the difference will be 0. So it was an interesting question, students. Likewise, there will be some more questions which I will be giving in the assignment link. Please try to solve them and let me know if you have some doubts. I will stop here, students. Take care, read well. Thank you.